It's time to stop letting others walk all over you and start valuing your own worth. We often find ourselves trying to please people who don't appreciate us, and it can leave us feeling drained, overlooked, and even unworthy. But the truth is, you don't need to tolerate disrespect from anyone, no matter who they are. You are worthy of respect, kindness, and love, and it's time you start showing that to yourself. In this video, we're going to dive deep into why you should stop accepting less than you deserve, and how to reclaim your power and dignity. We'll talk about setting boundaries, standing up for yourself, and not being afraid to walk away from relationships that drain you. This isn't about being rude or cutting people off for no reason. It's about recognizing your value and refusing to let others treat you any less than what you're worth. If you've ever felt like you're giving more than you're getting, or if you've struggled with how to handle people who disrespect you, then keep watching. It's time to make a change. Let's take control of how we're treated and start living a life where we feel valued, respected, and appreciated. You deserve that. Stick with me and I'll show you how to take back your power. The more you tolerate disrespect, the more you lose yourself. The moment you stop tolerating disrespect, your entire life begins to change. And I mean everything: your confidence, your happiness, your success. Because here's the truth: every time you allow someone to disrespect you, you lose a piece of yourself. You might not notice it right away, but over time it adds up. Your energy drops, your self-worth fades, you start questioning your own value. And if you don't put an end to it, one day you'll look in the mirror and realize you've become someone you don't even recognize. That's why today is the day you take control. Today is the day you decide that your respect is not optional, it's a requirement. Let's be real. People treat you the way you allow them to. If someone disrespects you once and you let it slide, they'll do it again and again until it becomes normal. That's how people operate. They test the waters. They see how much they can get away with. And if they see you backing down, if they see you making excuses for their behavior, they'll keep pushing the limits. That's how disrespect turns into a cycle, one that never ends until you decide to break it. And I'll tell you right now, the longer you wait, the harder it gets. The more you tolerate, the more you start believing that maybe this is just how life is. Maybe this is just how people are. But that's a lie. Life doesn't have to be this way. The moment you raise your standards, the moment you stop tolerating disrespect, everything changes. But let's talk about why people allow it in the first place. Why do so many people stay silent when they're being mistreated? It all comes down to fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of confrontation. Fear of losing relationships. And that fear keeps you stuck in places you don't belong. Think about it. How many times have you let something slide because you didn't want to deal with the discomfort of standing up for yourself? How many times have you ignored the signs? Told yourself it wasn't a big deal, just to keep the peace? But here's what you need to understand. Avoiding conflict doesn't bring peace. It just prolongs the pain. Because every time you let someone disrespect you, it doesn't just hurt in the moment. It lingers. It stays with you. It makes you question yourself. It makes you feel small. And the longer you tolerate it, the harder it becomes to break free. There's something people don't realize about respect. It's not something you ask for. It's not something you negotiate. It's something you demand through your actions. Because the people who truly respect you, they don't need to be told. They don't make you beg for it. They just give it to you because they see your value. But the ones who don't, the ones who ignore your boundaries, dismiss your feelings, treat you like an afterthought, those are the ones you need to cut off. No explanations, no second chances. Because the moment you start explaining why you deserve respect, you've already lost. You need to understand something: the people you allow in your life determine your future. Who you surround yourself with shapes your confidence, your mindset, your success. If you're constantly around people who put you down, who make you feel like you're not enough, who drain your energy, guess what? You start believing it. You start adapting to that environment. And before you know it, you're living a life that's beneath your potential. All because you allowed the wrong people to stay too long. But let me ask you something. What happens when you flip the script? What happens when you stop tolerating disrespect? What happens when you remove the people who bring nothing but negativity into your life? everything changes. Your energy shifts. Your confidence grows. You start walking differently, talking differently, thinking differently. Because when you surround yourself with the right people, people who uplift you, support you, respect you, your entire world expands. And that's the difference between struggling through life and thriving. But let's address the real issue. Why is it so hard to let go of people who disrespect us? Why do we keep them around, knowing they don't treat us the way we deserve? For a lot of people, it's guilt. They feel bad for walking away. They think, what if they change? What if I'm overreacting? What if I'm being too harsh? And that guilt keeps them stuck. But let me tell you something. You are not responsible for fixing people who refuse to change. It is not your job to keep lowering your standards just to make someone else comfortable. And if someone truly cared about you, you wouldn't have to beg for respect in the first place. Some people will make you feel like you're wrong for choosing yourself. They'll say you've changed. Good. That means you're growing. That means you're setting boundaries. That means you're starting to realize your own worth. And the people who can't handle that, let them go. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to prove anything. The only thing you need to do is stand firm in your decision and keep moving forward. Because the more you respect yourself, the more you attract people who respect you too. So here's the real question. Are you going to keep letting people treat you like you don't matter? Or are you going to take control and demand the respect you deserve? Because at the end of the day, no one is going to do it for you. No one is going to hand you self-respect. You have to claim it. And once you do, everything changes. You walk taller. You speak with confidence. You set boundaries without hesitation. And the people who can't handle it, they'll either step up or step out. Either way, you win. So stop waiting for people to change. Stop hoping that one day they'll finally respect you. Start respecting yourself first. And watch how your world transforms. The moment you decide to stop tolerating disrespect is the moment you take back your power. And from that day forward, you'll never let anyone treat you like you're less than you are ever again. If you don't stand up for yourself, no one will. You've got to stand up for yourself. Because if you don't, no one will. Let that sink in for a moment. You cannot wait for someone else to fight for your worth. You cannot rely on others to see your value and stand up for you when you're being treated poorly. If you don't speak up, if you don't set the boundaries that protect your mental and emotional well-being, then who will? No one else is coming to save you. It's on you to demand respect, to demand your space, and to demand that people treat you the way you deserve to be treated. I see it all the time. People putting up with bad behavior, toxic relationships, and disrespectful treatment because they're waiting for someone else to step in. But let me be clear. You are the one who holds the power in your life. If you keep waiting for someone else to make things right, you'll be stuck forever. There's a point in your life where you have to stop being passive, stop hoping for change, and take action. And the first step in that process is standing up for yourself. You cannot continue to shrink yourself to make others feel comfortable. You cannot keep ignoring your own needs and desires just to please those who don't even care about your well-being. When you stand up for yourself, you're telling the world that you matter. You're telling people that you will no longer be a doormat, no longer going to be taken advantage of. You're telling them that you respect yourself enough to protect your energy, your time, and your peace of mind. Standing up for yourself isn't about being arrogant or disrespectful. It's about drawing a line in the sand and saying, this is where I stand. This is who I am. And if you want to be a part of my life, you better treat me with the respect I deserve. That's not being rude. That's being strong. And there's nothing wrong with that. Think about all the times you've let things slide. All the moments when you didn't speak up when you should have. You know what happens when you do that? You start to lose yourself. You begin to doubt your worth. You question your own judgment. You tell yourself it's not a big deal, that you're overreacting. But deep down, you know it hurts. You know it eats away at your confidence, your happiness, and your peace. And if you keep allowing it, it piles up until one day you're completely drained. So here's the reality. If you don't take a stand for yourself, nobody else will. People will treat you the way you let them treat you. The truth is, people will test your boundaries. They'll see how far they can push you, how much they can get away with. And if you keep letting them, they'll never stop. They'll keep disrespecting you because you've shown them that you'll accept it. But once you stand up, once you make it clear that you're no longer willing to tolerate their behavior, they either change or they walk away, and you'll be better for it. When you choose to stand up for yourself, you begin to shift your entire mindset. It's not just about telling someone off in the moment. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about taking ownership of your life and not letting anyone walk all over you. It's about realizing that you don't need to tolerate toxic behavior or settle for relationships that don't serve you. Standing up for yourself doesn't always mean confrontation. Sometimes it's just about drawing a clear line and walking away when necessary. When you decide that enough is enough, you stop making excuses for other people's poor behavior. You stop telling yourself that they didn't mean it, or that you should give them a second chance. You stop waiting for someone else to change. And that's when things start shifting. When you refuse to tolerate disrespect, you automatically begin to attract people who see your worth. You'll begin to find yourself surrounded by individuals who value you, respect you, and lift you up. You will start to create an environment where you feel safe, loved, and supported. Imagine this for a moment. What would it look like if you started standing up for yourself every single time someone disrespects you? Think about how different your life would be if you stopped worrying about what others think, if you stopped being afraid of confrontation, and if you simply started saying no to people who make you feel small. You'd feel more empowered, you'd feel more confident, and most importantly, you'd feel free. Free to be yourself, free to live life on your terms. Now I want you to think about something. What is the cost of continuing to allow people to treat you badly? What's the long-term cost of staying in relationships that drain you, that make you feel unappreciated and undervalued? You might think it's easier to just let it go, to brush it off. But the reality is that tolerating disrespect is costing you your peace, your happiness, and your self-worth. And the longer you tolerate it, the harder it becomes to break free. So here's the challenge. Start today. Start standing up for yourself. Start protecting your peace. Don't wait for someone else to make things right. Don't wait for others to validate your work. Take control of your life. Take control of your happiness, and take control of your future. Because when you start standing up for yourself, you're not just changing your current situation, you're changing the entire trajectory of your life. Remember, the world doesn't owe you anything. The only thing that matters is what you're willing to accept. If you keep tolerating disrespect, you're telling the world that you don't deserve better. But when you start standing up for yourself, you're telling everyone, especially yourself, that you do deserve better. So what are you going to do? Are you going to continue letting people walk all over you? Or are you going to stand tall and demand the respect you deserve? The choice is yours. And when you make the right one, everything will start to shift. You'll start attracting the people who truly value you, and you'll begin to live the life you were always meant to live. Stand up for yourself and watch everything change. Being nice to the wrong people will destroy your happiness. If you want to protect your happiness, you have to stop being nice to the wrong people. Let that sink in for a moment. Being kind is one thing, but there's a fine line between kindness and allowing others to treat you badly. You know deep down when someone is taking advantage of your kindness, when they're using you, or when they're simply not appreciating you. But we've all done it, haven't we? We've all bent over backwards, compromised our own happiness, and played nice with people who don't even deserve it. We tell ourselves it's fine, that we're just being nice, but in reality it's slowly chipping away at our joy, our confidence, and our peace of mind. And eventually we start to wonder why we feel so drained, so empty, so disconnected from ourselves. When you're nice to people who don't respect you, you start to lose sight of who you really are. You begin to sacrifice your own needs, your own values, and your own happiness just to keep the peace, just to keep them happy. But the truth is, being nice to the wrong people will never bring you happiness. All it does is teach others that it's okay to treat you poorly, that they don't need to appreciate you, because you'll always just keep giving. The more you give to people who don't value you, the less you have left for yourself. And when that happens, you'll wake up one day realizing you've lost more than you ever gained. You cannot continue to pour into others when your own cup is empty. It's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's not selfish to prioritize your own happiness. It's essential. You have a limited amount of energy, time, and emotional strength. And when you give that away to people who don't appreciate it, you're running on empty. You're setting yourself up for burnout, frustration, and resentment. It's like trying to fill a cup that has a hole in it. No matter how much you pour in, it will never be full. Think about the people in your life right now. Are there individuals who drain you, who take from you without ever giving anything back? Are there people who make you feel small, unimportant, or unappreciated? Are there those who are only around when they need something from you, but never seem to offer any support or kindness in return? If you're being honest with yourself, you probably know exactly who I'm talking about. And the sad truth is, you've allowed it to happen. You've allowed these people to stay in your life, and by doing so, you've allowed them to take your energy and your happiness. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to keep being nice to people who don't respect you. You have the power to change your life, to stop tolerating behavior that doesn't serve you, and to protect your happiness. The first step in doing that is recognizing the difference between kindness and self-sacrifice. Kindness is something you give freely, without expecting anything in return. But when that kindness is being used against you, it's no longer kindness, it's self-sabotage. You have to get real with yourself and ask, why am I continuing to give to someone who takes and takes, without ever giving anything back? Why am I settling for relationships that drain me and make me feel worse about myself? When you ask these questions, you'll start to see the patterns. You'll begin to recognize where you've been compromising your happiness for the sake of others. And once you see it, you have the power to make a change. Understand this. Your happiness should never be up for negotiation. You don't need to win anyone's approval, and you certainly don't need to tolerate people who take you for granted. When you stop giving your time and energy to those who don't respect you, you create space for people who will value you, who will appreciate your kindness, and who will lift you up. And let me tell you, those are the relationships that will bring you true happiness. The right people will respect you, will support you, and will make you feel seen, heard, and valued. But here's the key. You have to stop enabling the wrong people. You have to stop allowing them to take from you without giving anything back. And you have to stop convincing yourself that you're doing it because you're being a good person. Being a good person doesn't mean being a doormat. It doesn't mean sacrificing your own peace for the sake of someone else's comfort. Real kindness comes from a place of strength, not weakness. When you stop being nice to the wrong people, you're not being cruel. You're being strong. You're choosing yourself, and that is the greatest act of self-love you can give yourself. Think about how much better your life would be if you stopped tolerating the disrespect, the manipulation, and the toxicity. Think about how much lighter you would feel, how much more energy you would have, how much more joy you would experience in your daily life. You wouldn't be bogged down by people who make you feel small. You wouldn't be worried about walking on eggshells, trying to keep people happy at the expense of your own happiness. Instead, you would be surrounded by individuals who love and respect you for exactly who you are. People who support you in your growth and want to see you succeed. The moment you start setting boundaries, the moment you stop being nice to people who don't respect you, everything starts to change. You stop feeling drained and exhausted. You stop questioning your worth. You start taking control of your life, and that's when real happiness starts to emerge. Because happiness isn't about pleasing others, it's about pleasing yourself, about being true to who you are, and about living a life that aligns with your values. So today, make the decision. Make the decision to protect your peace. Make the decision to stop being nice to people who drain you, who take without giving, and who disrespect you. It's time to reclaim your happiness. You have the power to surround yourself with people who will lift you up, people who will treat you with the respect you deserve. It's time to let go of the relationships that are holding you back and start making room for the ones that will help you thrive. Remember, you are worthy of happiness. You are worthy of respect. You are worthy of kindness, and you don't have to settle for anything less. When you stop being nice to people who don't respect you, you'll find a freedom you never thought possible. So go ahead, take that first step. Stop giving to those who don't appreciate you. Start protecting your peace, and watch how your life transforms. Stop trying to earn respect from people who don't value you. If you're constantly trying to earn respect from people who don't value you, you're setting yourself up for disappointment and frustration. The truth is, respect isn't something you can force. It's something you either earn or don't, based on your actions, character, and the way you treat others. When you spend all your energy trying to prove yourself to people who will never recognize your worth, you're wasting precious time and energy that could be better spent elsewhere. You don't need to chase respect from anyone. It's something that should come naturally from people who see you for who you really are and appreciate what you bring to the table. We've all been there, trying to please someone who simply doesn't see our value, doing everything we can to earn their approval, bending over backward only to be met with indifference or worse, disrespect. But here's the reality. Trying to earn respect from people who don't value you is like building your house on a foundation of sand. No matter how much effort you put in, it will never stand strong. They won't see you. They won't appreciate you. And they'll leave you feeling empty, drained, and unappreciated. It's a cycle that leaves you with nothing but frustration and a growing sense of resentment. You are worth more than chasing after approval from people who aren't capable of giving it. Stop wasting your energy on relationships that drain you, where you're constantly questioning your worth and trying to prove yourself. You don't need to fight for respect. It should come naturally from people who value what you bring to the table, from people who understand the value of mutual appreciation and reciprocity. The people you're giving your time and energy to should see your worth without you having to prove it. Think about it. When you're chasing respect from the wrong people, you're essentially saying, "I'm not good enough the way I am. Let me prove it to you." But the reality is, you are good enough. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. The right people will recognize your value without you having to chase after it. The right people will respect you because of who you are, not because of what you can do for them or how much you can give. When you stop trying to earn respect from the wrong people, you create the space for the right people to come into your life, the ones who will appreciate you for the person you are and not what you can do for them. It's time to stop trying to earn respect from people who don't see you for who you are. You have to stop chasing approval, stop overexerting yourself, and stop allowing yourself to be drained by people who don't understand your worth. You are not here to be someone's stepping stone. You are not here to earn someone's respect by jumping through hoops. You deserve to be seen and appreciated for the person you are. And when you start acting like you know your worth, when you start valuing yourself the way you deserve to be valued, that's when the right kind of respect starts flowing toward you. The truth is, no matter how much you do for someone who doesn't appreciate you, it will never be enough. It's time to stop wasting your time and energy on those relationships that drain you, and stop chasing respect from people who will never give it to you. Instead, focus on yourself. Focus on building your confidence, your self-worth, and your value. Let your actions speak for themselves, and let the people who truly appreciate you come into your life naturally. The right people will see you, they will respect you, and they will be drawn to you. And you won't have to do anything to earn that respect. It will come because you're showing up as your authentic self, and that's all anyone should ever need to do. You don't need to jump through hoops for anyone. You are worthy of respect simply because you exist. And when you stop chasing after approval from the wrong people, that's when the real respect begins to flow into your life. So here's the key. Stop wasting your energy trying to earn respect from people who don't value you. Let go of those toxic relationships. Stop trying to prove yourself to people who aren't capable of seeing your worth. Instead, focus on being the best version of yourself. Focus on building your confidence and self-respect. When you do that, the right people will come into your life, and they will respect you for who you are, not for what you can do for them. Respect is not something you should have to earn from everyone you meet. The right people will see you for who you truly are, and they will respect you. And if someone doesn't see your worth, walk away. Don't waste another minute trying to earn something from someone who's not capable of giving it to you. You're not here to please anyone. You're here to live a life that's true to who you are. When you do that, the respect you deserve will follow naturally, and you won't have to chase it anymore. The people you allow in your life determine your future. You have to realize something that is absolutely vital to your future. The people you allow into your life will shape your destiny. It doesn't matter what your goals are, what dreams you have, or how much effort you put into improving yourself. The people around you are either going to lift you up or hold you back. If you're surrounded by individuals who don't respect you, who drag you down, or who drain your energy, you're not going to reach your full potential. But when you choose wisely, when you make sure the people you surround yourself with are those who encourage you, challenge you, and truly care about your growth, that's when everything begins to shift. Think about the last time you spent time with someone who genuinely made you feel good about yourself. Someone who celebrated your victories and pushed you to be better. Didn't it feel like you could accomplish anything? Didn't you feel more motivated, more energized, and more ready to take on the world? Now contrast that with the people who constantly complain, put you down, or make you feel small. What happens to your energy when you're around them? You feel drained, defeated, and sometimes even question your own worth. That's the power of the people around you. The ones you spend the most time with are going to be the ones who either help you fly or keep you grounded. We've all had those relationships that just don't feel right. Maybe it's a toxic friend who constantly takes more than they give, or a partner who doesn't truly support you. Maybe it's family who doubts your abilities, or people at work who criticize you at every turn. When you keep these people in your life, you're saying, I'll tolerate this. I'll allow this to continue. And in doing so, you're sending the message to yourself that your worth isn't as high as it should be. You're accepting disrespect, and that will gradually erode your confidence and your sense of self. You'll start doubting yourself, second-guessing your abilities, and wondering if maybe they're right. That's the danger. The longer you stay around these people, the more you internalize their negativity, and the further you drift from the life you truly want. But when you make a conscious decision to let go of toxic people, something incredible happens. You start to recognize your own worth. You start seeing your potential clearly, without the cloud of doubt that toxic people put over your vision. When you stop tolerating people who don't respect you, you're making space for those who will. You're allowing yourself to be surrounded by individuals who believe in you, who cheer you on, and who challenge you to rise to your highest self. And when that happens, your life transforms. It's easy to think that we need everyone in our lives to like us, that we need to keep those toxic relationships because we're afraid of being alone or letting people down. But the truth is, you're not here to please everyone. You're here to live your life, and that means making difficult decisions sometimes. It means saying goodbye to the people who don't value you, who don't respect you, or who keep dragging you into their negativity. It means cutting ties with the ones who are comfortable seeing you small, because they're too afraid to see you soar. When you make that shift, when you surround yourself with people who truly support you, your world will change. You'll feel a weight lift off your shoulders. You'll wake up excited, knowing that the people in your life genuinely want the best for you. You won't have to second-guess their motives. You won't have to wonder if they're talking behind your back or hoping you fail. They'll push you forward just as you'll push them forward. That's what true relationships are about: mutual respect, mutual growth, and mutual success. Let's be clear here. It's not about being selfish. It's about being smart. It's about recognizing that your time and energy are your most valuable resources, and you should be careful where you invest them. If you pour your time and energy into people who don't respect you, you'll find yourself depleted, frustrated, and stuck. But when you make a conscious choice to invest your time in relationships that build you up, you'll find yourself more energized, more focused, and more motivated than you've ever been. So take a long, hard look at your circle right now. Are the people around you helping you become the best version of yourself? Are they supporting your goals, encouraging you to push harder, or challenging you to go further? Or are they holding you back, planting seeds of doubt, and making you feel less than you are? If the latter is true, it's time to make a change. Your future is too important to be spending it with people who don't see your worth. Make no mistake, you have the power to choose who you allow into your life. You don't need to keep people around just because you've known them for years or because they're family. You have the power to decide who gets to stay in your inner circle, and you should choose wisely. The people you keep close should inspire you to be better, should make you feel stronger, and should be just as invested in your success as you are in theirs. If they're not, then it's time to let them go. Your future depends on the choices you make today. Your dreams, your growth, your happiness. None of these things can thrive if you're stuck in relationships that drain you or hold you back. You're the sum of the people you surround yourself with, so make sure that sum is something powerful. Choose relationships that are empowering, that lift you up, and that make you feel like you can conquer anything. When you start being more selective about the people you allow into your life, you'll begin to see everything around you start to change. The energy in your life will shift. You'll begin attracting people who respect you, people who believe in your dreams and want to see you succeed. You'll start seeing opportunities that were once hidden, and as you surround yourself with the right people, you'll discover just how far you can go. So don't waste another second with people who don't respect you. You're worth so much more than that. Let go of the negativity, let go of the doubt, and let go of the people who can't see your value. When you do, you'll find that your life becomes a whole lot brighter, your dreams a whole lot closer, and your future a whole lot clearer. It's time to choose the people who will build you up and support your success. It's time to surround yourself with those who believe in you, because your future is too important to waste on anyone who doesn't see your true worth. When you stop pleasing others, you start winning in life. You've been told all your life that you need to please people, that being liked is the key to success, that making others happy should be at the top of your priority list. But let me tell you something, when you spend all your energy trying to please others, you'll lose yourself in the process. You'll forget what you actually want, what you truly need, and who you really are. The moment you stop worrying about pleasing everyone around you is the moment you start winning in life. Think about it for a second. How many times have you sacrificed your own happiness to make someone else happy? Maybe it was a friend who needed your help but never offered any support in return, or a family member who expected you to drop everything for them without considering your own needs. You've probably stayed silent in situations where you should have spoken up, avoided confrontation even when you were being treated unfairly, all because you didn't want to rock the boat or disappoint anyone. You've put yourself last, telling yourself that it's okay, that this is just how life works. But here's the truth. That is not how life works. Not if you want to truly live your best life. The problem with always trying to please others is that it takes away from your own potential. Every time you put someone else's needs above your own, you are telling yourself that you're not worth the same level of care, consideration, or respect. You're giving away your power. You're shrinking. And when you do that, you start to lose sight of what truly matters to you. What's your vision for your life? What do you want to accomplish? What goals are you chasing? These are the things that should be driving you forward, not the constant approval-seeking and people-pleasing behaviors that hold you back. When you stop pleasing others, you open up the space for yourself to rise. You stop compromising your happiness for the sake of others, and instead, you start living with intention. You begin to honor your own needs, desires, and dreams. You make decisions that align with who you really are and where you want to go. And that, my friend, is when things start to shift in your life. You'll begin to notice how much lighter you feel, how much more empowered you are, and how much more energy you have to focus on your own growth. You'll find that opportunities start opening up, because you're no longer weighed down by the burden of constantly trying to make everyone else happy. I'm not saying that you should be selfish or disregard the needs of others. That's not the point here. What I am saying is that you need to recognize your own worth and start living with a sense of purpose and respect for yourself. You need to realize that your happiness doesn't depend on how well you meet others' expectations or how much you cater to their desires. Your happiness comes from being true to who you are and creating a life that reflects your values and passions. The people who truly care about you will respect you for the boundaries you set and the decisions you make. They'll see the strength in you when you stop seeking their validation. They'll understand that you're not here to serve their every whim, but to build your own path. And when you make that shift, when you stop being a people pleaser and start living for yourself, that's when you'll start attracting the right people into your life. The ones who value you for who you are, not for what you can do for them. The ones who respect your time, your energy, and your personal space. The ones who challenge you to grow and become better, just like you challenge them. And here's the real kicker. When you stop people pleasing, you stop tolerating disrespect. You stop letting others take advantage of you, manipulate you, or make you feel guilty for putting yourself first. You start to set clear boundaries and stick to them. You stop over-explaining yourself or feeling the need to justify every decision you make. You just live your life with confidence, knowing that you're not here to please anyone other than yourself. And that's the key to creating the life you deserve. It's time to take your power back. It's time to stop letting others dictate how you should feel or what you should do. It's time to prioritize your own happiness, your own success, and your own peace of mind. When you stop trying to please others, you begin to attract the kind of people who will support your journey, not derail it. You'll surround yourself with individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and help you become the best version of yourself. And in return, you'll be able to give back to them in ways that are meaningful and fulfilling, not from a place of obligation, but from a place of genuine love and care. So stop waiting for permission to live your life on your terms. Stop asking for approval from people who don't truly see your worth. You are worthy of happiness, success, and respect. The moment you stop people-pleasing is the moment you start living your best life. You'll discover your true strength, and you'll finally be free to chase your dreams without the weight of other people's expectations holding you back. And that, my friend, is when you'll realize that the key to winning in life isn't about pleasing others. It's about pleasing yourself. When you do that, everything else will fall into place. You've got this. The best version of yourself is waiting for you, and it starts the moment you stop trying to please everyone else. Start living for you today. Not everyone deserves access to you. Protect your energy. You have one life to make the most of your time, energy, and focus. The people you allow into your life will either lift you up or drag you down. And here's the tough truth. Not everyone deserves access to you. Your energy, your thoughts, your time, and your well-being are far too valuable to be wasted on people who do not respect you, support you, or bring out the best in you. It's time to protect your energy like never before and only let those in who truly deserve to be there. Think about the people in your life. How many of them are helping you grow? How many of them are inspiring you to push harder, dream bigger, and take action towards your goals? And how many are holding you back, feeding you negativity, or just taking up space without offering anything of value? The truth is, we often allow people into our lives without considering how they impact us. We get caught up in relationships because we feel like we're supposed to, because we don't want to hurt feelings, or simply because we're too afraid of letting go. But the longer you keep these people in your life, the more they drain you, and the harder it becomes to move forward. It's time to stop being afraid of cutting people off. Stop fearing the uncomfortable conversations. Stop worrying about what others will think when you decide that enough is enough. You deserve to protect your energy, and the first step in doing that is to take a hard look at the people you've allowed into your life. Are they adding value? Are they supporting your growth? Or are they just consuming your energy without giving anything meaningful in return? Letting people into your life is like opening the door to your house. You wouldn't let anyone walk in off the street without getting to know them first. So why are you letting people into your mental and emotional space without considering the consequences? Protecting your energy means being intentional about the people you allow in. It means choosing to surround yourself with those who inspire you, challenge you, and bring out the best in you. And it means having the courage to walk away from the ones who drain you, belittle you, or constantly pull you down to their level. One of the most powerful things you can do in your life is to be mindful of where you place your energy. You have the power to decide who gets to be a part of your journey. You have the power to say no to people who don't align with your values or who constantly drain your energy. But it starts with recognizing your own worth and understanding that your energy is valuable. You can't give away something that is priceless to people who won't even appreciate it. You may think you need everyone around you to be successful, to feel loved, or to feel like you belong. But that's not true. The right people will show up when you start protecting your energy. The ones who will push you, challenge you, and inspire you to be the best version of yourself. They'll respect your boundaries, they'll understand your dreams, and they'll support you as you grow. But it all starts with you. You have to be the one to set the tone. You have to be the one to decide what kind of people you're willing to let into your life. It doesn't matter if they're family, friends, or colleagues. Their impact on you should never be underestimated. If someone consistently makes you feel small, unimportant, or exhausted, then it's time to reevaluate that relationship. You owe it to yourself to protect your peace and guard your energy. Here's the thing, when you protect your energy, you'll attract more of what you want. You'll attract people who are on the same wavelength, who see your potential and who want to see you succeed. You'll begin to align with the people who uplift you, who inspire you to dream bigger, and who encourage you to keep going even when it gets tough. You'll start to see the world in a new way, one where you are in control, one where you're surrounded by people who are not only respectful of you, but who also make your life better just by being a part of it. And remember, protecting your energy doesn't mean shutting everyone out or becoming cold and distant. It simply means being selective about who you let into your life. It's about creating an environment that nurtures your growth, your happiness, and your success. It's about choosing people who respect you, appreciate you, and want to see you rise. There's power in protecting your energy. The more you protect it, the more you honor your own worth, the more you'll see your life transform. You'll stop wasting time on relationships that don't serve you, and you'll open yourself up to the opportunities, connections, and experiences that will help you grow. You'll begin to focus on your goals with clarity, without the distractions of toxic people or negative influences. At the end of the day, it's not just about cutting people off. It's about choosing yourself, choosing your growth, your happiness, and your peace of mind. It's about realizing that you don't have to tolerate anything less than respect, support, and love. Protect your energy, and you'll unlock the door to a life filled with opportunities, happiness, and success. And when you protect your energy, you'll begin to feel unstoppable. The world will shift, and you'll realize just how much power you have when you surround yourself with the right people. So take a moment to think about the people in your life. Who's adding value? Who's supporting you? And who's just taking up space? Start protecting your energy today. Surround yourself with the people who lift you higher, and watch your life transform in ways you never thought possible. You have the power to create the life you want, but it starts with guarding your energy like it's the most precious resource you have, because it is. If someone doesn't respect you, walk away. No explanation needed. You have to make a decision right now, one that will change the trajectory of your life forever. If someone doesn't respect you, walk away. No explanation needed. It doesn't matter how long you've known them, how much you've invested in the relationship, or what promises were made. If they don't show you the respect you deserve, they don't belong in your life. It's as simple as that. And here's the truth. Letting disrespect slide, hoping it will get better, or trying to explain yourself is just a waste of your time and energy. It won't change them. It won't make them see your worth. It will only drain you. You've been there. We all have. We've stayed in toxic situations, given second chances, and kept explaining ourselves, all in the hopes that things would change. We've told ourselves, if I just stay a little longer, maybe they'll come around. But that's not how respect works. Respect is earned. And if it's not there, it's never going to come from begging or explaining. The only thing you're doing is giving away your peace, your time, and your energy. It's time to stop doing that. The moment you walk away from disrespect is the moment you take control of your life. It's the moment you say to the world, I value myself, I know what I deserve, and I will not settle for less. This isn't about being rude or cutting people off just because they made one mistake. This is about recognizing patterns of disrespect and choosing to protect your peace and your well-being. It's about setting boundaries that show others how to treat you. And it's about not allowing anyone to make you feel less than you are. Here's something to understand clearly. Your time, your energy, and your mental peace are invaluable. You only get so much of it, and once it's gone, it's gone. Don't waste it on people who are not adding value to your life. If someone is disrespecting you, don't wait for them to change. Walk away. Your life is too precious to be spent on people who aren't making it better. And walking away doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're giving up on the relationship. It means you are strong enough to acknowledge that your peace, your happiness, and your self-worth are non-negotiable. It means that you respect yourself enough to set the standard for how you will be treated. Walking away is a powerful act of self-love, and it takes strength to do it. Now, I know it's not always easy. We often hold on to people because we fear what will happen if we let go. Maybe it's family, maybe it's a longtime friend, or maybe it's a romantic partner. We hold on, hoping that something will change, that the respect will come. But if the respect isn't there now, It's not going to come by itself. In fact, the longer you stay in that situation, the more you're telling them it's okay to disrespect you. You're allowing them to continue to treat you as less than you are, and you're teaching them that disrespect is acceptable. If you walk away and they truly value you, they'll find a way to make things right. They'll step up, they'll change, and they'll show you the respect you deserve. But if they don't, you've just freed yourself from a relationship that was never going to give you what you needed. And that freedom, that peace of mind, is worth more than anything they could have ever given you. When you stop tolerating disrespect, your life will change. You'll find that you have more energy to invest in the things that truly matter. You'll be able to focus on your goals, your growth, and your happiness. You'll stop feeling drained, stressed, and frustrated, and start feeling empowered, confident, and clear. You'll surround yourself with people who lift you up, challenge you, and support you. People who respect you for who you are, not who they want you to be. And that's the life you deserve. You might be thinking, but what if they change? Let me tell you something. People don't change because we beg them to. People change because they want to. They change because they realize they've been wrong, and they take responsibility for it. But that's not something you can control. You can't force someone to respect you, but you can choose to walk away if they don't. And in doing so, you're making room for the right people to come into your life. People who will see you, respect you, and treat you as you deserve. This isn't just about relationships with others. This is about the relationship you have with yourself. When you allow disrespect to continue, you're telling yourself that you don't deserve better. You're telling yourself that you're willing to settle for less than you're worth. But when you walk away, you're telling yourself that you are worthy of respect, love, and kindness. And when you do that, you raise your standards for every relationship in your life. You start attracting people who will treat you the way you deserve to be treated. The bottom line is this: if someone doesn't respect you, walk away. No explanation needed. Your peace is too valuable. Your time is too precious. And you are too worthy to be treated any less than you deserve. The moment you walk away from disrespect, you step into your power. You set a standard that says, this is who I am, and this is how I deserve to be treated. And that is the foundation for a life filled with respect, love, and true happiness. So stop explaining, stop begging, stop hoping, start walking away. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And remember, when you protect your peace, you attract people who will value it just as much as you do. You'll be amazed at how much better your life becomes the moment you let go of the disrespect and make room for what truly matters. Your life will instantly improve when you cut off disrespectful people. You are standing on the edge of your own greatness, and it's time to jump. The future you've been dreaming about, it's closer than you think. But there's one thing that stands between you and the success you're capable of: your own fear. Fear is the only thing keeping you from reaching the heights you deserve. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, that it's too hard, that failure is just around the corner. But here's the truth: fear is a liar. Fear is nothing more than an illusion that holds you back from becoming the best version of yourself. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You don't need to wait for the right conditions to fall into place. What you need is to take action right now with everything you've got. The longer you wait, the more fear will have its grip on you. Every second you hold back is another second that fear wins. And if you let fear control you, it will keep you stuck in the same place, never moving forward, never growing, never living the life you've always wanted. Here's the thing: the most successful people in the world didn't wait for the fear to disappear before they acted. They acted in spite of the fear. They felt the same doubts, the same insecurities, and the same anxiety that you feel, but they didn't let it stop them. They took that first step, and then the second, and then the third. Every action they took chipped away at that fear, until one day they looked back and realized it no longer had power over them. They weren't fearless. They were just brave enough to take action, even when they were scared. This is where you have to make a decision. Are you going to let fear control you, or are you going to take action, no matter how scared you are? Because here's the secret: action is the antidote to fear. The more you act, the less fear will hold you back. And the more you push through the fear, the more confidence you will build. It's like a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. But let's be clear. Taking action doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out. You don't need to know every step of the way. You don't need to have all the answers. What you need is to take that first step, even if it's small, even if it's imperfect. It doesn't matter if you don't know exactly where you're going or how you're going to get there. What matters is that you start moving, because the moment you start moving, you've already won. The momentum you create will carry you forward, and the fear will begin to fade into the background. There's a reason that successful people aren't afraid of failure. They know that failure is just a lesson. Every mistake they make, every setback they experience, is just another step toward their ultimate goal. Failure is not the end. It's simply part of the journey. And if you want to succeed, you have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to fall down, get back up, and keep moving forward. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll never move forward. If you keep waiting until you feel 100% ready, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, you'll never feel fully ready. There will always be fear. There will always be doubt. But that's the point. Success doesn't come from waiting for the fear to go away. It comes from acting in spite of it. You have everything you need right now. You have the skills, the passion, and the drive to achieve your goals. All you need to do is start. The moment you make the decision to take action is the moment you take control of your life. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to wait for the stars to align. All you have to do is take that first step and trust that the next step will become clear once you start moving. Remember, you have a choice. You can continue letting fear control you, or you can choose to take action, even when you don't feel ready. And every time you choose action over fear, you're one step closer to the success you've always dreamed of. It's not about being fearless. It's about being willing to act, even when you're scared. So stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Stop telling yourself that you'll do it tomorrow, or next week, or when you're more prepared. There is no better time than now. The future you're dreaming about isn't going to wait for you to feel ready. It's waiting for you to take action. It's waiting for you to step into your power, your potential, and your greatness. The moment you take that first step, everything will begin to change. It's time to stop being a prisoner to your own fear and start being the architect of your own success. Take that step, take action, and watch as the fear fades away, replaced by the confidence and momentum you need to succeed. This is your time. Don't let it slip away. Don't let fear control you. Take action today and start building the life you deserve. You can be kind and strong at the same time. Never settle for less. This is your moment, the time when everything can change. Right now, the person you want to become is waiting, not in some distant future, but right here in the present. You don't have to wait for some grand occasion or the perfect set of circumstances. You don't need the world to align in your favor. The only thing you need is to take charge of the moment in front of you. All you need is to realize that today is all you have. And if you use it wisely, you will change the course of your life forever. No one can make you take action. That responsibility lies solely with you. And here's the truth you need to embrace. Success is built in the moments when nobody's looking. It's not about waiting for the crowd to cheer you on. It's about pushing yourself to keep moving forward when everything feels like it's working against you. The grind, the hustle, the persistence, it's all part of the process. But what separates the successful from the unsuccessful isn't just effort. It's the decision to get up every day and keep going, no matter how hard it gets. There's a raw power in consistency. There's nothing more impactful than showing up when it feels like the easiest thing in the world would be to stay down. That's where the magic happens. Success is not the result of one big breakthrough, one flash of genius. It's the product of 1,000 small actions, 1,000 small decisions made over time. But here's the kicker. Most people give up before they even realize how close they were to their breakthrough. They stop just short of the finish line, and that's the difference between those who achieve and those who don't. It's easy to think you need some grand moment, some big sign that tells you it's time. But that's not how it works. Life isn't waiting for you to feel ready. It's waiting for you to make a move, for you to take that first step, no matter how small. Once you decide that this is your time, that you are going to rise up and make something of yourself, nothing will be able to stop you. But here's the thing. The only way to get there is by putting in the work day after day. The grind doesn't feel glamorous. It doesn't feel exciting. But when you're willing to make that sacrifice, when you're willing to stay the course even when the path is tough, that's when the real progress begins. The next step is crucial. It's the one that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who stay stuck in the same place. You have to break free from the cycle of waiting. Waiting for motivation, waiting for the right time, waiting for everything to be perfect. Perfection will never come. The right time is now. The only thing that matters is that you start, that you take action right in this moment. Don't wait for it to feel easy. Don't wait for the circumstances to be ideal. Just start. That's all you need to do. Don't let fear dictate your life. Don't let self-doubt rule your decisions. Fear is nothing more than a shadow. It's not real. It's an illusion created by your mind to keep you stuck where you are. The moment you choose to move past it, to act in spite of the fear, you unlock the door to your own potential. Success isn't about being fearless. It's about being brave enough to take action, even when you're scared. It's about pushing yourself to do the things that scare you, because that's where growth happens. You've got everything you need within you right now. You don't need to become someone else. You don't need to wait until you've arrived or mastered something. The only thing you need to do is believe that you're capable of more, and start working toward it today. There's no magic formula. There's no secret. It's just showing up, day after day, and doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. And trust me, there will be days when you don't feel like it. There will be days when you feel exhausted, overwhelmed, or unsure of yourself. But it's on those days when you push through that you'll find your strength. It's those moments that will transform you into the person you want to become. The people who inspire you, the ones you admire, they didn't get there because they waited. They got there because they showed up. Even when it wasn't easy, they made the decision to act, not based on how they felt in the moment, but based on the person they wanted to become. And you can do the same. You don't need permission. You don't need a perfect plan. All you need is the commitment to show up and keep going. So here's the challenge. Stop waiting for everything to align. Stop making excuses. Stop telling yourself that tomorrow is a better time. There is no tomorrow. There's only today. The more time you waste waiting for the right moment, the more you delay your success. It's time to take control. It's time to commit to the work, to the hustle, to the grind. It's time to act now. Because if you don't, you'll never see how far you can go. The journey won't always be easy, and it won't always be pretty. But if you keep taking steps forward, one after the other, you'll look back one day and realize that all the hard work, all the sacrifices were worth it. You'll realize that your success wasn't a stroke of luck. It was the result of your commitment, your consistency, and your refusal to quit when things got tough. You've got one shot at this. Don't waste it. Don't let fear stop you. Don't let doubt hold you back. Take action today, right now, and watch as the world opens up to you in ways you never thought possible. The best version of yourself is waiting on the other side of fear. All you have to do is take the first step. Make it today.